how's it going? How's it going? I've been doing a few things, and yeah, I got a lot of stuff done today. And I'm going to read the next chapter, okay, of the Bible. Jeez, eh? I mean, if Canada didn't try to shut us up, I probably wouldn't want to know. Like, I have wanted to read it, but you really make me want to read it now. Do you know what I mean? So, anyways, I was trying to find something to watch on TV, and I was like, you can't even find anything on TV that doesn't have a pervert in it. Because I automatically want to punch in the Epstein library. Okay, like Indiana Jones was on, okay? So I punched in Harrison Ford. Fuck. Okay? So funny how all these perverts don't want us reading the Bible, because it's not, what they're doing is not right? They're, fuck. We all know what's going on, right? So, anyways, I can't find anything on TV that doesn't have a pervert in it, right? So, and let's not forget, our Prime Minister has been listed 69 times, under the 69 fucking times. And then he wants to take God out of our lives and bring in a whole bunch of terrorists, illegals, and those people are coming in on top of the Canadian-born pricks, and everyone's out there raping and killing, and God's saying that not okay. So, if we could maybe get our Prime Minister behind bars, that would be great, right? Because he wants to throw us in jail for pointing out what he's doing is, like, what do you call that? Sinful. That's everything we all don't like, right? We don't want, I'm not listening to a pervert. A pervert's not telling me what the fuck's up, okay? Bottom line, Mark Carney, you pervert, you don't tell me what to do. I was taught not to listen to perverts. Do you know what I mean? Right? So, we need to demand change. And all of you, teachers, police, like, out in Niagara Falls today, Mr. Freedom and Bam Bam showing the neighborhood, them going out and protesting. Why isn't anybody else? You know why St. Catherine's is doing it? Because they experience fucking Paul Bernardo, you dumb fucks. It's time to get out there. Next Sunday, I'm on Mr. Freedom, and after that, and I have no wheels, but I could get to town better. You'll fucking see me out there, you bunch of pussies. Mr. Freedom and them were saying about how the police, all you're doing is catching these people and throwing them, they're coming back into the streets. Like, you had an oath to make sure that we were safe. Right? And like Mr. Freedom even said, why aren't the paramedics, the firefighters, all you union fucks are too afraid to go out there and protest your government, your boss, sucking his dick, while he wants your kids on his. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, Bill C9. Okay, we're getting into Genesis, so I can just focus, because Canada makes me frickin' angry, God. Sorry about the swears in advance. Amen. No problem, living lesbian. It's really fucked down there in Canada, I know. Love God. Okay, chapter 11. Genesis. You'll have to watch my other 3 videos to get caught up. It's juicy, okay? Okay. Chapter 11. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass as they journeyed from east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar. Shiner. And they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they laid brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city, and a tower whose top may reach on to heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may be not understood, that they may not understood one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old, and begot Arphaxad 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begat Arphaxad 500 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begot Salad. Oh my goodness, we're going through the same stuff as the last one. I gotta spin this around. I need to have like something lower, because feel like I'm too above the book. My God. Oh my goodness, we're doing this again, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh my goodness, okay. And Shem lived after he begot Arphaxad 500 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Arphaxad lived 35 years, and begot Salah. And Arphaxad, I don't know if I'm saying that right, lived after he begot Salah 403 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years, and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 403 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Eber lived 30 years, and begot Peleg. And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years, and begot sons and daughters. It just goes on and on. And Peleg lived 30 years, and begot Reu. And Peleg, I don't know, Plague? But it's not plague, it's P-E-L-E-G. Lived after he begot Reu 209 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Reu lived 230 years, and begot Serge. And Reu lived after he begot Serge 207 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Serge lived 30 years, and begot Nar. And Serge lived after he begot Nar 200 years, and begot sons and daughters. Holy jeez. And Norah lived 920 years, and begot Terah. And Nor lived after he begot Terah and 119 years, and begot sons and daughters. And Terah lived 70 years, and begot Abram, Norah, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nor, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nor took them wives, and the name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nor's wife Milcah, I don't know, the daughter of Haran, the father of Malach, and the father of Isaac. But Sarai was barren, she had no children. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his sons. His son, and and Sarah, it looks like Sarah, but it's not. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can, I don't know, don't know what I look like, I'm just comfy. Might not look it, but I am. And Sarah, his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came on to Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Chapter 12. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. Woo. Woo. I want to write that down. That's deep. That's deep. I gotta write that down. Holy shit, that's deep. Oh my God. Should have been taking notes anyways. Oh my goodness. That was, wow. Now I know why people, when you see stuff, like in this Bible, I see the chapter, the verse, whatever the heck it is. So now I know why people don't write the whole thing down. Okay. So Genesis 12. Oh, 3. Chapter 12, 3. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I know. Okay, now I even know how to reference the Bible now, how I can find it, like an index. And so, Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go into the land of Canaan, and into the land of Canaan they came. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And Abram, I'll check this out after maybe. And Abram passed through the land. Am I in the right spot? Yeah. And Abram passed through the land onto the place of Sichem, onto the plain of Morah, and the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land, and there builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and high on the east, and there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. And Abram journeyed going on still toward the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter into Egypt, that he had said unto Sarai his wife, Behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see there, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. 1 second, I gotta reread that. Because it came across a famine. It'll come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see there, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they will kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the women, that she was very fair. The princes also of Pharaoh saw her, and commended her before Pharaoh. And the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entered Abram well, for he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses, and men servants, and maidservants, and she asses, and camels. That's how they call donkeys. Wow. Wow. Whew. Oh my goodness. Okay. Asses. Huh. Interesting. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why sayest thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife? Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go thy way. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. Maybe it's I moved there, but anyways, chapter 13. So I guess the Pharaoh didn't want her. And so was this Abram's wife, or was that his sister? Maybe he was just trying to save her. Because, yeah, maybe he was just trying to save her. Yeah, okay, he was trying to save her. And the Pharaoh realized, maybe that's it, okay? Anyways, I can't keep faking. We can always Google the Pharaoh and Abram, right? Maybe I should do that. Pharaoh and Abram. Maybe we'll find out more. Chapter 13. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife. See what happens, guys, when you read something, your brain starts to think, and you're like, oh, wow, I'm already getting ahead of myself. Ooh, you know, like, yay, me. Fuck, guys, this is how we used to research back in the day, right? Read shit with your own two eyes. And like Judge Judy says, I gotta check and see if she's a pervert, but like Judge Judy says, if you don't know for yourself, then it's hearsay, right? And I've had a gummy too. And I don't feel that great still. I don't. But I feel better, like cold flu related. Anyways, enough about me. I'm not going to get into more specifics. Where did I leave off? Oh, okay. Chapter 13. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, and silver, and in gold. And he went on his journey from the south even... Oh, did we read that? Nope, we didn't. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, on to the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and onto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle, and the Kenite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abram said unto Lot, let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, for we be brethren. It's not the whole land before thee. Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the land hand, then I will go to the right, or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes, and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, even as the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest unto Zor. Then Lot chose him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from the other. Abram dwelt in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent towards Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abram after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thine eyes, and look from the place where thou art, northward and southward and eastward and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise, walk through the land in the length of it, and in the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abram removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. Anyways, chapter 14. And it came to pass in the days of Amrael, king of Shinar, Oric of Eleazar, oh my goodness, Shed or Lamar, king of Elam, and Tidai, king of nations, that these made war with Barak, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Sinab, king of Admah, and Shember, king of Zebom, and the king of Bela, which is Zor. All these were joined together in the vale of Sidon, which is the salt sea. 12 years they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. Woo! 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 They rebelled. And in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him, and smote the Raphims, is Ashtaroth, Karnam, and his Zuims in Ham, and the Emims in Shavith, Carithium. Man, like, my brain feels like just, whoa, this is a lot of words I've never frickin' read before, guys. And tell me it gets better. Tell me it gets better. The plot's thickening. There's so many frickin' names, guys. Oh my goodness. And I'm sure I'm butchering them all. Wowee. Wowee. And the hornets in their Mount Seir is by the wilderness. And they returned and came to Eamspat, which is Kadesh and Smot, all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in Hazon Tamar. Bear with me, guys. The names are like, wowee. Wowee, guys. Wowee. Don't worry, if you feel like your mind's fried reading some of these names, okay? I'm with ya. I'm with ya. And there went, and if you're just tuning in, we're on Genesis, chapter 14, number 8, however you say that. And there went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Ammah, and the king of Zebom, and the king of Bela, the same is Zor. And they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim, with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with Tidal, king of nations, and Armful, king of Shinar, and Arak, king of Elsar, 4 kings with 5. Hey, to the 2 on ya. Are we cutting in and out? Oh, I hope we didn't. Looks like we may have. We're glitching. Anyways, I mean, I can't help if I got my head down. Like, I'm not like the liberals with their heads down, stuck in the sand ostriches. And that's some of your conservatives too, right? So, anyways, you kind of know roughly where we're at. But if we're having problems and it's really glitchy, please let me know, okay? Oh, okay. And the Val of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and brother of Anar, and these were confederate with Abram. And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants, born in his own house, 318, and pursued them on to Dan. And he divided himself against them, he and his servants, by night, and smote them, and pursued them on to Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and brought again his brother Lot and his goods, and the women also, and the people. So it goes right there. Right there it says, that you fight for your loved ones, family and friends, and you get back whatever's fucking stolen from you. Right? Right. Gotta write this down. If you're just tuning in, I'm making some notes, and it's really easy, and I've seen people write this before, so I just put Genesis, chapter 14, we'll start at 11 to 16. Let's read that again. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, who was captive, and his good, and the women also, and the people that were captive. Well, isn't it funny that, we got all this crime and bullshit going on? Well, they don't want all of us united. What is wrong with the Bible so far? Right? It's not encouraging anything so far, but we have terrorists in Canada that wish death upon us. And we allow that. This C9 bill needs to go after all these fucking Antifa protests. The rest of us need to stand up for the kids and our family and our friends' safety. And that's it. An eye for an eye. Right? Right. You come across a pervert, fucking handle it. I'm going to talk more about this after. Get your community watches. Shit happens, each of you take a round out of the fuck. You know what I mean? Neighborhood watch. I'm going to write that down because I want to make a short when I got a second. Neighborhood watch. And no one saw nothing. And you all took a round, right? So no one saw nothing. Okay. YouTube. I got some really good ones. Adam and Eve created Gay Steve. Okay, okay, that's another good one. Okay, anyways, I gotta make a list of just random shit I say. Okay, because I'm not going back to listen to this. Maybe when I'm in the clink, maybe when I'm bored someday, I might just be like, I might put myself to sleep and listen to the goddamn Bible. Okay, let's get back at it. Somebody's still sticking around. Good on ya. Okay. Okay, so Abram handled it. He handled this shit, right? And the king of Sodom went out to meet him. That wasn't a smooth transition. Let's try that again. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Chedorlaomer, and of the kings that were with him, and at the valley of Shavith, which is the king's dale. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed to be the most high God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him peace of all. And I'm not going to make a joke. I'm not going to make a joke. Squirrel. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, give me the persons, and take the goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the most high God, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of the men which went with me, Anar, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. Chapter 15. We've got quite a ways to go. There's a picture, though. Coming up. Chapter 15. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in the vision, saying, fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me, seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Elzer of Damascus? And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. Sorry. Is this saying like they're giving birth out the ass? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what that means. It comes out as bowels. An heir. I gotta be reading that right. I'm not searching heir because I know what heir is, right? H-E-I-R. Anyways, moving along. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward heaven and tell the stars if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur? Like it's you are. I've been saying you are, but it must just be Ur. Of the Chaldees, to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And he took unto him all these, and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece against another, but the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom thou shalt serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace. Thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the 4th generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it comes to pass that when the sun went down, and it was dark, behold, the smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river of Euphrates, the Kenites and the Kenzites, and the Monites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Rephaims, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Gershites, and the Jebusites. Oh my goodness, holy moly, what was going on there? But you know, it's talking about thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. Well, elderly people in Canada are asking for, like, they don't even want to live. There's nothing to look forward to. I've heard from several seniors that they're happy that they're on their way out. I want to write that down. So that's chapter 15, Genesis. Chapter 15. And that's number 15. But I want to do 9 to 15 because number 9 talks about getting a farm going, right? A heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. And where's our meat, guys? Right? Where's our meat? I've heard stuff that we're not going to have food and they're going to feed us. And they can do it because guess what? I was fed through my bloodline for 109 days. How many beef farmers do you see out there? How many farmers do you see when you go get your meat? We got lab meat going on. I'm writing that down for YouTube. Because how many full-time farmers do you see out there? You don't see any. You see hobby farmers. That's it. So that's what I suggest you start doing. Get yourself a little hobby farm. Bitches. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta take a break. Somebody's been watching for a long time. Thank Jesus you stayed with me. Some of those names are rough, aren't they? Anyways, I gotta get going. I need a break. I might be back in a little bit, okay? Bye! Amen!